Hello, hockey, basketball, and soccer fans. My name is David. I thought I would start this video at a bit after 1:30 on the afternoon of Tuesday, 11th of June, 2024, Eastern Time. We're going to talk a little bit about Game 2 of the 2024 Stanley Cup Final and how ugly it would end up being. First, there's no doubt on the goals. It was ugly. Yeah, for the Oilers. Four allowed, three of them other than empty netters. A reflection of defense just not there. On special teams, the Panthers scored one goal on their six power plays, while the Oilers, during four of theirs, scored none. The Oilers didn't allow a goal against, didn't allow another special teams goal. Indeed, the Panthers' power play goal, 12 minutes, 26 seconds into the third period, from Edwin Rodriguez, assisted by Anthony Lindell and Oliver Ekman-Larsson, turned out to be the only special teams goal in the game. There were a couple penalties that were of note that were called. One, a bit over 9 minutes into the first period, for a knee on from Oilers winger Warren Vogla on Panthers center Eetu the Wolf Starinen. I believe it was Ray Ferraro on ESPN who claimed that would definitely be a knee on knee. Well, there's no doubt that Vogla stuck that relevant knee of his out. It was his left knee, ended up falling down, so one would think that it would mitigate Vogla. Oh no, it didn't. And online officials agreed that Vogla should be tossed from that game via a game misconduct. Leon Draisaitl for an early third period elbow to the head of Sasha Barkov of the Panthers, well, was penalized for 2 minutes. To be determined will be whether the NHL Player Safety Department will slap supplemental discipline on Draisaitl or Vogla. If said department slaps a suspension only on either or their player, I believe it's more likely that Vogla, who actually was tossed, will receive suspension. That discussion, there's discussion on that, on the Draisaitl hit, on Draisaitl elbow to Barkov, late Tuesday morning Eastern Time on Sportsnet Radio, between Jeff Merrick, co-host of the Jeff Merrick Show, and Shayna from the Too Many Men podcast. And I believe she also tweeted a little bit later that to have wished for more consistency from from NHL on ice officials. Well, like one thought, I mean, for anyone looking, who claims that Draisaitl should receive a suspension, there is a precedent for a player who was not ejected from a game but was suspended anyway. The 2022 Heritage Classic that took place in Hamilton, Ontario, between the Leafs and Sabres, with Leaf center Auston Matthews having cross-checked Sabres defenseman Rasmus Dahlin to the front of his neck. Both got minors, but the NHL Player Safety Department ruled Matthews should receive a 2-game suspension. I'm not sure what's going to happen to Draisaitl, even though he wasn't tossed from that game, from Game 2 of the 2024 Stanley Cup Final. So now I'm going to turn to various videos that I've watched from Oilers Fanatic YouTube band, Austin Hockey, TSN, and others that followed that loss by the Oilers 4-1. 19 shots on goal for the Oilers, 29 for the Panthers. And those Panthers went to town in the third period, having scored 3 goals. So we're going to keep the penalty there. So when was that power play goal scored? That was 12 minutes, 26 seconds in. So that was on the Draisaitl roughing penalty on Sasha Barkov. 10:32 was a costly one. The Oilers, their own power play, just gone dead. So, yeah, I forgot to mention for the Locked On Oilers podcast, part of the Locked On Sports Series of podcast. Watch the episode, so it's been under half an hour. Nick Zararis, also a co-host, times this NHL season of the Locked On Flames podcast, having done the narration. And yes, there's no question, these Oilers have not seemed to solve Sergei Bobrovsky very much. Only one goal. During the Stanley Cup final, indeed, there have been quite a few Stanley Cup finals from following the 1999 one, but before this month's one, that have been decided in just 5 games. But during no Stanley Cup final during the pre-2010 2000s, 2010s, or otherwise in the 2020s, before this month, a sweep. There were quite a few sweeps in the 1990s in Cup finals, but I believe the Wings swept one of those Cup finals. Well, problem is, these Oilers are pretty close to being swept. Good news, the Oilers have until Thursday to work out the kinks in their system and get things rolling again. Bad news, they still have to win on the road. It's not clear if they will. So, we said a little bit earlier in one of the videos that were the Oilers to have gone down 2-0, it was quite possible they would still win, but it would be difficult. So my hometown Leafs, during a 1993 opening round playoff series against the Wings, North Division semifinal, fell behind 2-0 on the road, stormed back at home, then Maple Leaf Gardens, winning 2 games, then winning at Joe Louis Arena, Game 5 of that series, lost at home, and then won a game that went to overtime back at Joe Louis Arena. I don't like the Oilers' chances. I don't think I think these Panthers are better built than those Wings were. That said, again, certainly, it's quite possible the Oilers will at best end up the same way as the Raptors during their 2022 opening round playoff series did against the 76ers. Having lost 2 games in a row, the first 2 games of the series at Wells Fargo Center, the Raptors have finished 5th in the NBA's Eastern Conference, the Sixers 4th. So, Sixers had home court advantage and made the most of it, at least the first 2 games. Winning both of them, the Raptors only won Game 4 in terms of the home games, but did extend the series to 6. But, well, at the end of the day, though, the Raptors still lost. So, as much as I'd like to believe these Oilers will win a 2024 Stanley Cup, the chances don't look too good. And I believe at best, unless there's a significant revamp of their lineup from front to back, I see at best these Oilers ending up like those Raptors against the 76ers did. Out in 6 games, at most. Still, until the Stanley Cup final is over, it's go for me. So, I'm going to end off. So, I do encourage anyone who likes the video, click that like button. It's relatively easy to do. And it helps spread word of this video to other interested ice hockey enthusiasts across YouTube. I also encourage anyone who wants to subscribe to the channel. It's free to do. To do so, it is optional, but it is free. Anyone who wants to go beyond just liking or subscribing, I do encourage to click that notification bell for more timely notifications of videos that I put out. I try to put out videos on YouTube multiple times a week. Although I put out mainly short ones, I put out long ones every now and again. On that note, I'm going to say, with respect to the Stanley Cup playoffs, Oilers go. But during much of the rest of the calendar year, with respect to ice hockey, go Leafs go. Basketball, go Raptors go. With respect to soccer, go Toronto FC go. And in terms of Canadian national teams, which I cheer, go Canada go.